Dear students, I am Dr. M. Muthuel, Assistant Professor of English, VHN Sandhik Model College, Virudunagar. The purpose of this video lesson to make your better learning experience in basic English grammar. And this lesson is all about verbs. At first, we must know what is verb. Already we may know group of words that framing a sentence. Words are usually grouped into 8 parts of speech. A sensible sentence has various parts. Verb is one of the parts of speech. Verb is a word or phrase that expresses an action. Without verb, we can't make a sensible sentence. Verbs expresses action and also it called doing words. Here you observe the pictures. Jumping girl, the baby sleeps, a man eats burger. Here the verbs jumping, sleeps, eats are action verbs and also it expresses what they are doing. There are three kinds of action verbs: a physical action, mental action, and a state of being verbs. A verb can express a physical action: to go, to dance, to swim, to scream. A verb can express mental action: to think, to believe, to guess, to dream. So these actions are we can do by our mind. A state of being verbs. A state of being verbs identifies who or what a noun is, was, or will be, although in English, most of being verbs are forms of to be, am, or, is, was, were, will be, being, been. Other verbs such as become, seem, appear can also function as verbs of being. Here you observe the examples. Ravi is sleepy. The cake tastes good. In these two sentences, the verb can express a state of being. Now you may understand the basic things about verbs. Next one, types of verbs. Verbs are usually divided into two major classes, main verb and auxiliary verb. So what is the distinction between main verb and auxiliary verb? Main verbs have a clear meaning and they can stand independently in sentences. Main verbs are transitive, intransitive, strong and weak verbs. Auxiliary verbs are modifiers of main verbs and have several uses. Auxiliary verbs are be, do, have, model. Transitive and intransitive verb. A verb can be described as transitive or intransitive based on whether it requires an object to express a complete thought or not. A transitive verb is one that only makes sense if it exerts its action on an object. So, verbs that can have an object are called a transitive verb. An intransitive verb will make sense without one. Some verbs may be used both ways. Transitive verb. Transitive verbs are not just verbs that can take an object. They demand objects. Without an object to affect the sentence that the transitive verb inhabits will not seem complete. So the transitive verb must requires an object to produce a complete sentence. Here you see the example for transitive verb. Please bring coffee. In this sentence, the verb bring is transitive. Its object is coffee. The thing that is being brought without an object of some kind, this verb cannot function. Here we discuss the example. Please bring coffee. Here, please bring. Without an object coffee, it can't produce the complete sentence. Please bring. Here we may raise a question. Bring what or who? The question bugs itself because the meaning of bring demands it. So, in this sentence, please bring without an object coffee, it can't produce the complete meaning. Some more examples of transitive verbs and their objects for your clear perception. The girls carry water to their village. Guru phoned the neighbors. He loves rainbows. Each of the verbs in these sentences have objects that complete the verb's actions. If the objects were taken out, the results would be illogical and questions would be raised in the mind of the reader. Intransitive verb. An intransitive verb is the opposite of a transitive verb. Verb that can have an object are called a transitive verb. Verb that cannot have an object are called a intransitive verb. Intransitive verb, it does not require an object to act upon. Here we may discuss few examples for your better perception. Here you observe the example, first one, they jumped. In this sentence, they subject jumped verb. The verb jumped does not have an object. Also like the second sentence, the dog ran. The dog subject ran verb. The verb ran does not have an object. The next one, she sang. She subject sang verb. The verb sang that does not have an object. None of these verbs require an object for the sentence to make sense. All of them can end a sentence. Some imperative forms of verbs can even make comprehensible one-word sentences. Imperative sentences are can make an order or request. Here you see the one-word sentence for imperative forms. Run, sing. To decide whether the verb is being used transitively or intransitively, all you need to do is determine whether the verb has an object. So here we clearly understand the verb has an object is called a transitive verb. The verb does not have an object is called an intransitive verb. Next, the kind of verbs are strong and weak verbs. The distinction between a weak verb and a strong verb is based on how the past tense of the verb is formed. Normally, verbs are having three forms: present tense, past tense, and past participle. Here, the strong and weak verbs is based on how it changes into their past tense. Strong and weak verbs are also called regular and irregular verbs. Strong verbs are irregular verbs, weak verbs are regular verbs. At first, we may see regular verbs. Regular verbs form the past tense by adding ed, d, or t to the base form or present tense of the verb, such as call, called, and walk, walked. Here you observe the example call and walk. By adding ed, it becomes past tense. Called and walked. Already I said strong verbs, usually called irregular verbs, form the past tense or the past participle in various ways, but most often by changing the vowel of the present tense form, such as to give, gave, and stick, stuck. Here you observe the examples give and stick. It changes its past tense form, gave and stuck. It changes itself not by adding ed. So these verbs are called strong verbs. Weak verbs. The stem vowel does not change in the past or past participle tense. The stem vowel, it means a thematic vowel, a speech sound made in with the vocal tract open. For example, take the word walk. The past and past participle of this verb would be walked because the stem vowel does not change. Another example would be work, where the verb becomes worked in the past and past participle. Some more examples of weak verbs or regular verbs for your better perception, where the verb is listed on the left with the past participle on the right. Add. By adding ed, it becomes added. Also like beg, begged, called, damaged, and mocked, tasted. The past tense or past participle of these verbs looks roughly the same as the present tense because as noted the stem vowel does not change. Next, strong verbs generally do have a change in the stem vowel in the past or past participle. Here you observe the example. The past tense and the past participle of the verb bring is brought. At other times, the stem vowel in a strong verb might change in the past tense but not in the past participle, such as arise, which becomes arouse in the past tense but arisen in the past participle. Some other examples of strong verbs would be the present form blow becomes blew in the past form, blown, it's a past participle. Also like break, broke past tense, broken past participle, do, did past tense, done past participle, feed, fed past tense and past participle form. Auxiliary verbs. Already we discussed auxiliary verbs are modifiers of main verbs and have several uses. An auxiliary verbs helps the main verbs and is also called a helping verb. With the help of auxiliary verb, you can write sentences in different tenses, moods or voices. Auxiliary verbs are be, do, have, will, shall, would, should, can, could, may, might, must, ought and etc. The next, be verbs and its uses. The be verbs are am, is, are, was, were. Am is a present verb used with the first person singular I. Is a present verb used with the singular subjects. Are present verb used with the plural subjects. Was past verb used with the singular subjects. Were past verb used with the plural subjects. Do verbs. Do verbs are do, does and did. Here we may observe the formation of verbs with do, does and did. The first one example do is a present verb used to frame present form of plural verb come. With the do it became come. Does present verb used to frame present form singular verb come. With the does it became comes. Did past verb used to frame past form verbs come. With the did it became came. Have verbs. Have verbs are have, has, had. Usage of has, have and had listed below. Has present perfect verb used with singular subjects. Have present perfect verb used with first person singular I and plural subjects. Had it's a past perfect verb. Modals. Modals are will, shall, would, should, can, could, may, might, must, ought, etc. Modals are not just verbs but also expressions. They express probability, possibility, certainty, capability, and etc. Below you observe the example. I can swim. It may rain tonight. Here I can swim, can, it expresses the capability. Also like it may rain tonight. Here in this sentence, may it expresses the possibility. Finally, the exercises. Complete the sentence with an appropriate verb given in brackets. The exercises are followed by the answers also. So, first you may take down the answers yourself, then you refer the answers whether your answers are right or wrong. In this exercise, you are having three verbs inside the bracket. You need to find out the correct one. The first one, the sky dash dark. Inside the bracket, sounded, grew, kept. The second one, the girl dash happy. Inside the bracket, felt, made, turned. Third one, it is dash late. Inside the bracket, smelling, sounding, getting. The fourth one, she does a nurse. Inside the bracket, became, felt, got. The fifth one, the soup dash good. Inside the bracket, becomes, smells, sounds. Now I hope you may found the correct answers. Now let us discuss the correct answers for given exercise. The sky grew dark. The girl felt happy. It's getting late. She became a nurse. The soup smells good. Thank you for listening this video lesson.